Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. Before we start, and if you don't know yet, I was recently a guest on Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, which is a national radio show with millions of listeners. However, he also uploads the streamed version of his interviews to YouTube on his channel, where you can actually go and listen and see both of our faces as we have what I can only describe as an epic discussion on UFOs, which I do very, very few interviews of, so check that out. Now, I also know that you guys are probably waiting for me to post a video on the UFO committee hearings. Everyone's talking about it. I made a post on my Instagram as well as Twitter, which if you guys haven't followed me on social media, please do so. I have around 150,000 followers on Facebook, about another 100,000 over on Twitter, and I just started an Instagram account about 4 months ago, and it's already heading towards 25,000 followers. So I'm not saying you have to follow me because you don't like the specific social network. I'm simply saying to follow me there. That way, if anything, God forbid, happened to the channel, that you would have a place to go as to what's going on, as well as the fact that I constantly post other UFO content on these different platforms. And because YouTube really only notifies around 20% of my subscribers, and that's based on the algorithm and the fact that only around 35% of my entire 2,050,000 person subscriber base have actually clicked the notification bell when they subscribed. So Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are extremely valuable and account for a ton of people knowing that I just posted a new video. And so back to the UFO congressional hearings, I have a video in the works. Actually, I've been editing that video for the past 2 days, and I'll tell you why. Because I want to make it a good video for you guys and give you the good, the bad, and the obvious of what I took away from these, once again, as we've heard countless times, these smoking gun revelations about the alien phenomenon. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Now, today's video is just as amazing and important that I want you guys to see, and it's about nothing more than a single piece of UFO footage that just hit the internet. And when I saw it, I was like, my viewers gotta check this out. I wanted to get your thoughts as always. So I was sent an email, and so I head over to r/UFOs on Reddit, and I see a post regarding some of the footage you saw before the intro of this video. As you're reading, it was titled, "Anyone Know the Source of This Clip?" I just saw this on Twitter, and the op, or the poster of it, was on Twitter asking the same question about this footage. Anybody know the source? He then ends with, quote, "This footage is really eerie to me." And indeed, eerie it is. So let's take a look of, in my opinion, some of the best and totally mind-blowing up-close footage of a triangular TR-3B style UFO. Okay, so what do you think about that? Either this is an elaborate hoax done by someone with amazing CGI skills, because as others commented on this Reddit post before I even saw it, and these were people well versed in CGI effects. And me, having ran a channel for 10 years, analyzing and looking at footage and trying to tell if it's real or not, I have a bit of an eagle eye myself, and so I echoed pretty much what these other people who do CGI work for a living said on the Reddit post, which was that if it is CGI, it's the best they'd ever seen. The tracking of this UFO would have been almost impossible due to the graininess of the footage. I just don't see anything in this that looks fake at all, down to the very light reflections coming from each of the three corners of the craft. So let's look at some of the comments posted on Reddit about this. And of course, you have your typical funny, haha kind of comments. We have one person saying, quote, "Everyone, this video is from 2022 and wouldn't have existed when Lou, meaning Lou Elizondo, was with A-Tip," which, if you guys don't know yet, is the alleged Pentagon UFO hunting program. He says this is most probably not the video we are looking for. And what he is referencing to is that the guy, Lou Elizondo, who I'm sure most of you know about, the gentleman who claims he was the head of a secret government UFO hunting program, which I really personally don't believe at all, but hey, to each their own. And I have reasons for that. Maybe I'll make a video. But at one time, apparently, Mr. Elizondo said that there was amazingly clear UFO footage out there of a triangular craft, and the fact that it couldn't be that footage he's talking about because this footage apparently or supposedly was just uploaded this year. So now the next comment says, quote, "Was this from the Reddit thread about Lou saying there is a clear footy or piece of footage of a triangle on the net that he can't talk about?" So that pretty much confirms what Lou said, and it doesn't surprise me because Elizondo, like many other people and talking heads that have come out with big claims that require big evidence, so apparently he said there was a triangle UFO video out there that he can't talk about, and I'm still waiting for that guy to tell us something that he can talk about. This footage, and specifically the UFO in it, fits perfectly the shape and the lighting of the TR-3B, or as this user writes, quote, "The black triangle ones are said to be US military built by reverse engineering what we found at Roswell." Another person replying to him, quote, "Bingo, TR-3B Astra is the name. Google search that and it shows the exact craft," and that is true. I've done many videos on the so-called TR-3B, TR Black Manta, or Astra, which essentially is said to be a triangular craft with 3 white lights at each corner, and on some schematics, a red light on the bottom center of the craft, all of which we see in this footage. And yeah, guys, what do you think of this? It's got audio to it, the colors look correct, the color grading caused by the camera attempting to focus on this during the nighttime, it creates a lot of graininess, a lot of pixelation. I don't know if this is a second generation copy of the footage that's been compressed, but it all rings true to me. And like I said, you look at all 3 lights, although they look the same in their shape and how they are reflected, they are certainly not just a copy of a single light that was made into 3 lights. The haze around them is all slightly different, just like a snowflake, and how there are no 2 snowflakes that are alike. Then again, I've done videos again showing photographs and footage of these black triangles on other planets and moons, and just places in space where there's just no way they could all be something built by the US government. I just don't buy it. Some people think all UFOs come from the government. I'm not one of those, and I've seen enough evidence to prove that. And I'm going to show you another new piece of triangular footage, very clear, here in just a moment, but that's where it ends. You watch this clip on Reddit, it's pretty short. It comes to a stop where you just want to click replay video again, just to watch it. It's astonishing footage. If there was ever a Secure Team video to share, and I know most of you share all my stuff because it helps boost the channel in the algorithm, share this video. If you never share another one again, share this one and we can get some further input on this footage, whether it's real or not. That is the entire point of UFO research. And so on to this next piece of footage. Like I said earlier, the government has publicly been working on triangular shaped craft for many years now, where they are, trying to create these planes that aerodynamically are faster and quieter. And then as the internet becomes more and more accessible back in the early 90s, and even more so in the 2000s, we start getting footage and imagery, such as what you're seeing here. Then my channel comes along and I start capturing imagery of triangular objects above Earth, like the capture you're seeing here of this metallic looking vector shaped UFO that I actually caught in a live video feed coming from the International Space Station. I think it was back in 2014, and this thing just appeared and then they cut the feed and the screen went blue. And then we have images like this, which I featured, of these things above the moon, taken from the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter satellite that was placed up there 30, 40 years ago in order to encircle the moon and do nothing but snap images and map the moon. And then we see things like this, where we have what appears to be a shiny or white metallic UFO or unidentified object that is so close to the moon's surface that it's casting a shadow, a very sharp shadow, directly below it, and to where the object itself is actually cutting off part of the shadow because it's so close to the moon. And you can see this perfect triangle with these 3 fins on the back, and then the white object above it, as you're seeing in this diagram here. So you have this bright white ship, and then you can actually sort of see these fins sticking out from the back of this white object that the sun is hitting. And we see the same exact fins on the back in the shadow that's down on the lunar surface. So that was an amazing capture in, I believe it was a satellite image taken by the lunar satellite. And if you look at the logo of NASA itself, as well as the logo of almost every other single space agency in every other country, all of them feature a variation of the vector, where you will see this V-shaped object edited into every single logo, from NASA here in the United States to India, to Japan, to Russia, you name it. This vector or triangle has some very spooky symbolism when it comes to space agencies and the logos of all of these different agencies across the world. And that's actually spoken about in the film that I was lucky enough to do a guest cameo in, where the history of the TR-3B, or the black dark triangles, all the way up to present day is featured. And if you remember, the film was created and directed by Darcy Weir and is called Secret Space UFOs: Rise of the TR-3B. So if you're new to the UFO subject or want to know more about these mystery black silent triangles, then you can actually check out that movie for free now. And I'll put the link to the free version of the movie down below, and it's also on Amazon and iTunes and every other video streaming service if you want more Ultra HD, but it is free, and I'll put it down below if you want to learn more. So without further ado, let's get to this next piece of bizarre mystery triangle UFO footage. Check it out.
Whoa, where are you? Come on.
Okay, so this, very mysterious. It was emailed to me by a viewer, and if you guys have any UFO footage or footage that you've seen and you want me to feature, just expand the video description below on any of my videos, and it tells you how to contact me, how to email me footage, and submit it to me. Just upload it to YouTube and email me the YouTube link, and I'll check it out. But we have this object here. that instead of just being a perfect triangle like in the first mind-blowing piece from Reddit, this one is more of that sort of vector shape we just spoke about that's featured in all of the space agency logos. The viewer who sent the email said, "I can't tell you anything about it. You know, some people are very worried when they send me footage. Some people are totally cool, and some people are like, hey, I don't want to give you my name, my location, nothing. All I know is that I captured this UFO footage, and I don't want anybody knocking on my door. But please check it out, Tyler, and maybe you and your viewers can check it out." And so, yeah, guys, another short clip where this guy is trying to capture this thing. You can see the windowsill as he's repositioning his camera. The thing's flying by some antennas on the roof. Again, looks totally legit to me. I highly doubt this is a paper airplane thrown from a school building. So again, another very mysterious piece of UFO footage. You know, if we had all the answers and the data on every piece of footage we ever received, we wouldn't call them UFOs. That's why there's such a mystery and mystique about them, because sometimes footage just gets released and you don't know where it's from or what these things are seen all over our skies. So give me your opinion down in the comments on what you think. This is really extremely awesome footage in today's video. Tell me what your take is on everything you've seen today. And again, I was just a guest on Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, and it was such a great time. The audience loved it. I loved it. Jim loved it. This is the first time I've actually been on his show where my face and not my voice were just on video. So if you want to head over and check out the 2.5 long interview, which went a half an hour over because we were having so much fun, and you want to see how my strange brain works and what I look like, if you don't already know, then I'll post the link down in the video description. Jim is a good friend, and I've known him for almost 10 years, and he has interviewed the best of the best. And so when he asks me to come on, it's always an honor, and I rarely am one to do interviews, especially on camera, and I do very, very few. So check that out. I promise you will be glued to your chair the entire 2.5 hours. It was not one of those boring UFO discussions that make you want to click off after 5 minutes. I'm telling you, we covered every aspect of UFOs during this discussion, and I'm a very plain speaking person. I don't try to sound smarter than anyone by using big words. So it was a very entertaining time, and I assure you, you will appreciate it and maybe learn something. If you appreciate my work, throw this video a like, post a comment. Secure Team 10 is here to stay. You guys have a great weekend, and stay tuned for more research and analysis on this strange, addictive topic we call ufology.